we will see Angel Alvarado on the podium in bronze medal position a little bit later. Coming up right now, though, it's time that we turn our attention to the recurve men's gold medal match. Another thriller in store for sure. Atanu Das of India taking on Daniel Castro of Spain.
Señoras y señores, por favor den la bienvenida a los atletas del campo para la disputa del último partido y la medalla de oro en la categoría arco.
Here we go, time for gold. The last action on a recurve Sunday here in Guatemala City. It's been a brilliant host for this first World Archery World Cup in 18 months. And the first time Guatemala have actually held the stage. I'm sure that we will be back. It will be Daniel Castro of Spain, ranked 35 in the world, who's going to take on the world number 38, Atanu Das from India. And we've got an absolute thriller in store here, Nikki.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is going to be another tight one. Daniel is ranked higher, but I think Atanu Das is more on form here. I think I'm going to pitch for him.
Yeah, an interesting one this, because not too much emotion shown from Daniel Castro shooting on target number 1. Completely opposite on the other side of the shooting line. Atanu Das is quite free with his expressions, his smiles, his frowns, his quizzical looks down the range, but like you say, he is on cracking form. It's about time we found out who is going to pick up the recurve men's gold medal here at stage 1 of the Hindustan Archery World Cup Series in Guatemala City and book their place in the finals at the end of the season. Atanu Das will shoot first. Oh, what a start from the Indian.
X10, that's exactly where you want to be on that first arrow. Oh, what a reply.
Well, I'll be happy if the standard stays up here.
Just a little bit low on that second arrow. Opportunity to take a small lead.
Both follow each other out of the 10 and into the 9. Slightly different directions. And back in the 10 for Das for a 29. Pressure applied to Castro here. Needs a 10 to share the points. And he's put that into the 9 as well. So a 28 for Daniel Castro. And the first 2 set points, just like that, go to Atanu Das. It's very quick, isn't it, Nikki? I mean, this could potentially, or a lot of the matches potentially, could have been done in 9 arrows. It just takes one slip up.
Yeah, absolutely. You can go through 6-0 just in those 9 arrows, but we've had a bit of a roller coaster run through some of these. Anything can happen. These guys, have had that 18-month break. They're not finely tuned just yet, so we're seeing a little bit of up and down through these matches.
Yeah, good point. Roller coaster ride, as you put it. We can't quite confirm it's over, but a 10-9-10 from Atanu Das. A bit of bow steering there from him, or just a reaction after the shot?
I think it was more just have a little look. He wasn't quite sure where it went, and he really wanted to see immediately what had happened.
Archers have eyes like hawks. If I stood 70 meters away from even a target that big, I'd struggle to tell whether it was in the 9-10 for sure. Set number 2, Castro shooting first. He's got a naturally long hold. It doesn't look like he's holding it for a long time, but whereas if you put that in another archer's hands, it would look like a long hold.
Yeah, different archers have a different length of that hold, what we would call timing, from the time that you hit your face with a string to the time that you execute. But what we're really looking for is the consistency. You want the same every shot.
It's working for Daniel Castro in his second set. 2 10s after Atanu Das had dropped an 8 for his first arrow. So already this one is looking like it's gone away from Das, even with that 10. 9 from Castro puts this one out of reach and puts the match back on level terms. He shoots an 8, so all of a sudden the opportunity switched over to the other side of the shooting line. A 10 from Das, and he maintains the 2-point lead but gets closer to the target score. He's drifted over into the 8, so a 26 from Das. Nikki, the roller coaster, it's back.
Yeah, that release on the last shot there just didn't look nice at all. So yeah, I think it really just came from a bit of a poor release, just took it down into the 8.
It's fascinating, this competition. I mean, great we're back to archery, but what a way to come back, to give us all this entertainment. The ups and the downs throughout the whole tournament have been absolutely incredible. You just don't know what's going to happen, which makes it absolutely compelling to watch. Atanu Das looking like a master in set number 1 and then dropping 2 8s in set number 2. Hey, Castro, at least we can say he's been very consistent. 10-9-9 in the first set, a 10-10-8, 2 28s in the first 2 sets. If anything, that might be the better policy, consistent shooting. Let's find out. They're all square 2 set points each. It's time for set number 3, and it will be Atanu Das from India to shoot first.
Yes, on.
Immediately turning to try and look to see where that arrow went.
Muy bien. Y ahora enfócate donde estás mirando con la intensidad.
Very long hold.
Oh, what a shot though. The opportunity was there for him and he took it. Pressure now on Atanu Das.
Hard.
Dropping another point. It's just, yeah, he really needed to put the pressure on here, and 3 points down.
Da igual si el visor se mueve, sigue mirando y mete la intensidad al disparo, ¿eh? Da igual si te mueve, solo sigue.
Good shot, very close. It is a 9. Back in the 10s for a 27. So an 8 to share the points, a 9 to take the lead.
Enfócate donde estás mirando hasta que llega la flecha, ¿eh? 5.
Puts it in the 10. Brilliant stuff from Daniel Castro, and a fist pump there as well. 29 after 2:28 sees the Spaniard going 4-2 up in set points. Nikki, is it going to be this consistency that's going to win this for him?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, well, it could be just 1 set left, or it could be 2. You know, you've got to be on your form now. The next 3 arrows are really important.
Yeah, we take a look back, and we talked about the strength and the consistency and the solid nature of Daniel Castro's approach. I'm not saying there's anything particularly wrong with Atanu Das. It just seems almost like just a couple of moments of lapses of concentration, perhaps on a shot. Not, you said, like sometimes the release doesn't look as smooth, so it's an execution issue.
Yeah, there's slightly different lengths in the holds, aren't there? It just doesn't look as like finely tuned as Daniel.
Well, Daniel Castro now is in the unenviable position, as we've noted at this competition throughout, of being in the lead. Now, the thing is here that he's 2 set points away from a win and a gold medal at the first stage of the High Under 8 Archery World Cup Series, but that pressure so far has not been anyone's friend. Atanu Das gets set number 4 underway with a 9.
Loading, ankle transfer. Y ahora mira y la intensidad. Solo sigue dirigiendo,
Coach just talking him through the shot.
6, 5.
He looked a little bit unsteady, didn't he? Threw it and just wide into the 8.
Got corrected over to the right. So one would think the last one from Das will be right in the middle and hit the 10. This is it. This is what we've seen throughout this competition. Get right the way up to the finishing line and then have a big stutter. There you go, in the middle for the 10 and a 28, and the points again go to Atanu Das, and again we're going to be level after 4 sets of regulation archery. Can he get this one back in the middle? That's slightly better, but his lowest score so far, a 24. Mr. Consistent in the gold medal match has suddenly gone on a downward trajectory. 4 set points apiece. Atanu Das back in the game here. 1 more set of regulation archery to go. Just a much more solid and fluid performance from Atanu Das in that set when the pressure was really on.
Yeah, he did bring it back there, didn't he? Daniel's second arrow, you just see the release. I think it was just a little bit soft. It was definitely different. It wasn't as smooth as the ones before. It was just threw it out.
And when you say the release is soft, what do you actually mean by that? What is the effect of a soft release?
It just sends the arrow in a different direction, so it can affect even the way that when we talked about before, the string kind of moving in and out as the arrow gets released. So it just deflects out the 10, and saw some reds there.
Yeah, technical release error causing the issues. So here we are all square at 4 set points each. It's time for set number 5. This is the recurve men's gold medal match, and Atanu Das has just brought himself back level with Daniel Castro. Puts it into the 10.
Venga, tu proceso igual hasta el holding, Dani. Muy bien. Y ahora solo la intensidad hacia donde están mirando, ¿eh? Buena.
That's marked as a 9, or called a 9 in venue. Looked very close to potentially being an 8.
It did, yeah. Look near the line, but if it does touch the line, he'll get the highest score.
Pulled that one into the 10 as well. What a return to form at the right time for Atanu Das in this gold medal match.
He really needed that. He had to put the pressure on Atanu for this last shot.
He certainly did, and Atanu Das can still do this. A 10 will take him to the gold medal. Oh, what a way to finish. A perfect 30 from Atanu Das of India. And Daniel Castro can't match this despite being more consistent throughout. A brilliant finish from Daniel Castro for a 29. But what a return to form for Atanu Das, shooting 9, 9, 10 in the 4th set and then finishing with a perfect 30 to take the recurve men's gold, 6 points to 4 against Daniel Castro. Well, Nikki, what a match. And again, up and down.
Yeah, up and down, another roller coaster. I mean, that last arrow from Atanu Das was not the most pretty, but do you know what? It did not matter. Straight in the 10 for a perfect 30.
Fabulous stuff from the Indian here. Gave us a real thrilling ride through the men's gold medal match and has taken the first stage of the Hyundai Archery World Cup Series recurve men's gold here in Guatemala City and has booked his place in the season-ending Hyundai Archery World Cup Finals. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. Well, a great performance from all four archers in the men's semi-finals, but it's Atanu Das who will be standing on top of the podium here in Guatemala City. And I'm sure that they're whisking him off to the interview area as we speak. Hopefully we'll get to hear what he has to say. He looked very happy.
Congratulations, Atanu. First World Cup.
And you certainly want to come home with it.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like we are ready to go to the ceremonies. It's been a brilliant competition here in Guatemala, and this is the last of the medal ceremonies. It's time to celebrate the podium athletes in the recurve men's individual.
Juan Manuel Domínguez.
Well, the presentation party.
Medalla de bronce, representando México. Ángel Alvarado.
So our bronze medalist is from Mexico, the 20-year-old Ángel Alvarado, performing superbly in both the semi-finals, just being outdone in his semi-final. Performing brilliantly against world number 4 Steve Via in the bronze medal match. proud young man collecting that bronze medal.
Medalla de plata, representando España.
They put in a fine performance throughout the competition here. Very strong and promising for the future. Saluting someone in the crowd with a big heart. It's the 24-year-old Spaniard Daniel Castro. He has taken silver here. I think there's a lot more to come from this young Spaniard.
Y la medalla de oro, representando India.
Gold medal, representing India, Atanu.
Well, look at that. Kissing the ground. Atanu has won his first ever Hyundai Archery World Cup title here in Guatemala City. What a way to return to archery. Not only getting the gold, but getting your first ever gold medal. Saying the hard work is paying off. Congratulated by the dignitaries here, receiving his traditional worry doll from Guatemala. I don't think he's got any worries. Atanu Das standing on top of the podium.
Señoras y señores, por favor pónganse de pie para escuchar el himno nacional de India.
So now it's time for the national anthem of India.
Señoras y señores, por favor, démosle un cálido aplauso a
Well, brilliant stuff
medallistas.
here in Guatemala City. A recurve men's champion, Atanu Das from India, delighted with his first ever title and booking his place to the World Cup finals. Daniel Castro of Spain getting silver, and Angel Alvarado of Mexico picking up the bronze medal. And they will just take their moment to have their photos. I'm sure that'll be a treasured possession of Atanu Das. Beautiful conditions, brilliant hosts here in Guatemala City. It's been a fabulous return to archery. Wonderful sentiments from Atanu Das as well, talking about being in the moment and being grateful for the beautiful moment and all the hard work paying off to take him to this title. Let's have a look at how that affects the World Cup rankings. Atanu Das at the top, stage winner will go to the season finale. Behind the Archery World Cup finals, Daniel Castro, Angel Alvarado and Steve Vaya picking up valuable ranking points. As we look all the way down, there's a bit of representation from Guatemala as well, in Mr. Floss back. At Nikki, superb tournament. Any particular highlights?
Yeah, I think for me, seeing the Madalena, the 18-year-old Romanian, come through to this final four. Previously, the best result they've had is a top 17, and then finally seeing Atanu Das win with a 30 in that final set to take the gold.
Well, yeah, they're both brilliant highlights, and thank you to you for all your insight. We take a look back here across the semi-finals and finals, of bronze medal match and the gold medal match. Atanu Das fist bumping his coach. Steve Vire, well, he was up and down having issues, but he made the top 4 here, so let's not be too harsh on him. And Daniel Castro of Spain showing great consistency, a couple of wobbles at the end in the gold medal match were what outdid him, but you can see from the face of Steve Vire, he just wasn't happy with what he did. Angel Alvarado was on fine form throughout, solid to make the bronze. A little bit of a curious move from Atanu Das in the final, just checking where his arrow went. Daniel Castro happy with his performance. He shot 29s in that final, but wasn't quite enough to take out this man who finished with that perfect 30. And look at the celebration. What a way to win your first World Cup title. A brilliant performance from Atanu Das to take the recurve men's gold and stand on top of that podium. Well, beautiful scenes at the end here. So grateful for seeing the national flag of India at the top of the podium. Well, that's it from Recurve Sunday here in Guatemala. The married couple, Deepika Kumari of India and her husband Atanu Das, have won the gold medals here in the recurve individual and booked their places in the World Cup finals at the end of the season. The next stop on the Hyundai Archery World Cup circuit will be Lausanne, Switzerland, with live coverage beginning on the 22nd of May. We'll see you then.